Do you know that the lingering radiance of the Big Bang, which have persisted from the beginning, this is the cosmic thing of all things. Either CMB radiation or microwave background, the universe is uniformly filled with noise, so can you actually see the Big Bang? The riddle of our ancestry, which is still applicable today, what if you reproduce it in a lab? It's amazing that scientists tried this was a successful use of such recreation. You will discover the most about this year today. Hello and welcome to KYC News. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Unusual theory for the cause of the Big Bang is maybe the first thing that ought to be aware of the Big Bang is the fact that there was no explosion in the normal sense and did not take place within. Let's go back to the beginning of anything, like if we were at the beginning of time watching a really long movie about the very beginning of the universe's history. If we were to see the initial frames whole movie in reverse in just one day, human history would have taken 0.4 seconds to complete. Ended before to the opening credits, the first vanished off the screen. Animals started to show up around an hour later. Reclining comfortably and enjoying popcorn, you would wait for more than 7 hours for images of the Earth's creation, then for another in the solar system. 16 hours would be painful for you. Expectation of the extraordinary, incredible force of the explosion, but we'd never get to see that since the so-called Big Bang, which was a joking name given to this occurrence by a fierce critic of the theory of University of Cambridge professor Sir Fred Hoyle. Cambridge downplays the fact that it was a shock, is an expansion or explosion. A wave brought produced by a sudden separation of both high and low pressure gases, the early stages of the universe. All of the energy from the Big Bang was a single unit of combined mass and energy, extremely dense, point atom sized or smaller, as well as subatomic particles, and it additionally heated to 1989,000 degrees, in which the Belgian astronomer measured in the cosmic egg was so named by Georges Lemaitre. Given the available time, it was required for the expansion of the cosmos from this moment on its present size with a particular expansion rate, while accounting for scientists visited the temperature to that came to roughly 13.8 billion decades old. The Big Bang theory is more, as it turns out, than an explanation of how a little object works got so massive that this ball of pure energy, massive energy, grew and cooled. Diverse energy and matter states, and even natural forces became apparent. This is all similar to how cooling transforms steam, condenses into water, then ice. So it is anticipated that at the beginning the universe's Big Bang moment only one type of energy was present, and afterward it became unstable, and the following from 10 to 35 seconds, its volume increased. A 1070 order of magnitude different speed that is significantly faster during this brief period of rapid light. Cosmic inflation is the term for expansion. Even though the universe simultaneously only a few cubic meters in size, in this volume proved to be sufficient for the initial substance to emerge from the unleashed power appeared as a soup of after about subatomic particles. Quartz in 100,000 years, light might separate. When matter entered the universe, darkness for 300 million years and beyond, in 380,000 years, atoms began to form. The energy released was in the which are now cosmic remains. Background radiation from microwaves, first stars to appear, signaled to the conclusion of space's era of obscurity, and gravitational incorporation into bound galaxies were built on the foundation of systems, one of which is the Milky Way here on Earth. Therefore, with the exception of a few gaps, fairly well understand what transpired during and following the Big Bang. But what if? Attempt to further rewind the movie to find out what made the original unstable energy ball that was there before it, and whether anything actually exists. Attempting to respond to these queries, researchers discovered the alleged singularity is the fundamental state of the fact of the matter is that both time and after the Big Bang, space merely started to exist. Then there was a bang, yet none of them, nor neither cause and effect, nor the prior state themselves, where their physicists are making every effort to understand. Consequently, avoid the singularity. Some individuals assumed that the universe just spontaneously appeared. due to arbitrary variations that its particles emerged voluntarily from. However, detractors of this theory believed in the existence of the universe, though nothing can be determined about the universe before the Big Bang referred to this for mom, and maybe it was similar to our universe, or maybe it's something entirely distinct. All we can do is assume something occurred in her tale that led to the Big Bang. There is a different viewpoint. Believe there existed a universe before ours. Collision of two people's minds. Their collision produced the Big Bang. Why limit yourself to only two universes? Dispute the metaphor's proponents, or at the time, people thought there was a multiverse. Because of its creation, the young universe grew significantly, giving rise to bubbles from which various universes emerge. If this is accurate, then the world is one of billions like our Milky Way, but just one of the billions of other galaxies is way. Several researchers also contend that the Big Bang is a permanent phenomenon, and banking throughout its history are resisted by large universe-wide compressions, collapses, and becomes a singularity. Famous physicist Stephen Hawking's calculations, Roger Penrose and Stephen Hawking, demonstrate the Big Bang is not fully comprehended by traditional cosmology like that of Einstein. The singularity in the theory of relativity, only quantum mechanical laws are applicable. Depending on the diffuse wave, particles move in every manner imaginable. The possibility of a limitless universe, several prior histories without an external observer. Based on this, it all begins to be in limbo. From the temperature starting point, energy content, and the arc of from there, space-time was enormously big. The universe reportedly started to enlarge, continuing with the inflationary model to accomplish so even today. But 2019 Assistant Professor Kareem Ahmed of the Mechanical and Aerospace Department Engineering at Central University, Florida, unveiled a brand new version utilizing a comparison between our universe's creation and a supernova explosion. The distinction only exists in that these occurrences are of a very different scale. Supernova explosions of type 1 take place when compression of carbon and oxygen to a density of approximately 16,667 tons/m3, approximately 1,000 tons per cubic inch, centimeter, burn up in a star's core. The rapid thermonuclear reactions and explosion quickly destroys the star and expels the majority of its mass in seconds. With the same amount of energy being emitted, a star emits during the course of its entire only a shell of the former star's existence, remnants, a collection of numerous materials, generally speaking, gases and substances. Detonation. There should be a place for combustion to occur without barriers or obstructions. But stars both and are not used to turn their explosion into a team's version of a mystery, among whose scientists was one of the pioneers. Kareem has created a hypothesis that sheds light on this enigmatic procedure. Based on what they say, an enormous flame brought on by turbulence accelerate before blowing up on its own. Personal researchers have effectively recreated a comparable incident with the assistance of the largest they produced turbulence using supercomputers in a shock tube within a body, such that the passive flame started to burn. At the conclusion of the experiment, a large explosion took place, which could resemble the Big Bang. True, but only in tiny. There is no way to certify that this is a claim that is true. Small Big Bang replica, because we cannot go back in time to discover the precise circumstances that initially led to the reaction. The findings should not only aid us in comprehending the universe's age, but it will also is useful for hypersonic operation engines and in the updated manufacturing. So what do you think about that? Perhaps contributed to the large? Please let us know in the comments. If boom, give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Click the bell to become a channel subscriber to enable new video notification, and don't forget to tell your friends about us.